Meanwhile, there is another case that is being heard in the Supreme Court here. This is with respect to farmer unions continuing their protest. The Supreme Court, while hearing this, has questioned the farmers' unions on why they are continuing with this protest, despite the court having stayed all the three farm laws by the centre. The top court has questioned the farmers here, saying that are the farmers protesting about when no one other than the court decides the validity of these farm laws. The court also here adding that challenging the validity of the farm laws and protesting on the streets against these laws, these are two separate incidents that cannot happen simultaneously. If the farm laws are on hold and their validity is being scrutinized, then farmers cannot be protesting against those farm laws simultaneously. That's what the Supreme Court has opined on today. Apex Court, while hearing a plea here to allow to holding satyagraha at Jantar Mantar, that was also a request put in by the farmers here, saying that it will examine whether the right to protest is an absolute right. The court here has issued notices now to 43 farmers' organizations seeking the removal of the farmers from various edges of the Delhi borders in the Delhi NCR region. Now the matter has been postponed for further hearing to the 21st of October, later this month. We have with us Meenakshi Bhanja getting us further details here. Meenakshi, very interesting developments here. The farmers now also being taken to task by the Supreme Court here. And more importantly here, to scrutinize on a much larger issue, whether the right to protest is an absolute right or not.
Well, that's right, Seher. You see, this issue has seen in the last week also we had two hearings pertaining to the farmers' protest. The Supreme Court has come out with some very pertinent observations. Number one, the Supreme Court has wanted to know where is this headed towards? How can protests continue in perpetuity? And on Friday itself, when Kisan Mahapanchayat was a body which informed the Supreme Court how it is not a part of the protests that are going on pertaining to farm laws, and it wanted separate permission from the top court to conduct protests at Jantar Mantar. The Supreme Court frowned upon that. And today the Supreme Court has again put forth a question to these farmers' bodies. The Supreme Court has said that if the larger issue of the farm laws is under challenge in the Supreme Court, and if these farm laws operations currently have been stayed by the Supreme Court, then why are the protests ongoing? What is the purpose that these protests are serving if the larger question of validity of farm laws are already a subject matter of challenge before the top court? So that is the aspect that the Supreme Court going forward will examine in greater detail. Here, the Supreme Court wants to examine judicially whether or not the right to protest is an absolute right, despite that particular challenge being sub judice before the Supreme Court. In a way, a constitutional court has been knocked upon, a judicial remedy has been availed of. So how and when can protests continue in that backdrop? That is the larger question of law that the Supreme Court will be looking to evaluate going forward.
Okay. Well, many thanks, Meenakshi, for getting us those updates here. Very interesting observations by the Apex Court here on this. Now, we're getting in further breaking updates in yet another statement that's coming in. This one is of the latest tweet of Yogendra Yadav, who's been a very active part of the ongoing farmers' protests here. And this is what he says. The Supreme Court questions farmers, why protest when laws stayed? Yogendra Yadav has reacted to that criticism now that is coming from the Supreme Court. He says that there is a stay, but the laws still exist. A stay on the farm laws can be lifted anytime. And so Yogendra Yadav has now chosen to question the Supreme Court for not hearing the law's validity case here and instead questioning the farmers on their protest. Yes, please stay on with us. Very interesting developments now, also with respect to what the Apex Court is observing here on this, apart from political reactions on ground and what the farmers are observing today at Lakhimpur Kheri. Stay on with us here. Still not over with those updates.